Sit back and enjoy an hour of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started.
In Pakistan, police have been reported deflating or puncturing the tires of improperly parked vehicles as a deterrent measure. This action is carried out without prior notice and has been documented by international media. The practice aims to reduce vehicular disorder in urban areas. However, it has generated criticism for its severity and for the costs it imposes on drivers. Some citizens question its legality and effectiveness. Authorities do not always explain the procedure.
The bagworm is a caterpillar from the Psychidae family. It builds a mobile cocoon using silk and materials from its surroundings, such as leaves, soil, or small sticks. It is found in several regions of the Americas, including the Argentine pampas. The most frequently cited scientific name is Oketicus kirby. These larvae use the cocoon as protection while they move. The usual size of the cocoon ranges between approximately 1 and 3 inches.
The visible vapor that comes out of the mouth in cold weather is condensed water vapor. It forms when warm, moist exhaled air comes into contact with colder, drier air. This phenomenon commonly occurs below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. In extreme conditions, such as -22 degrees Fahrenheit, the vapor can freeze as it settles on eyebrows, eyelashes, or beards. The visual effect depends on humidity, temperature, and wind.
In March of 2020, in Setecani, a village near Modena, Italy, several homes received Lambrusco Grasparosa wine from their taps instead of drinking water. The incident was caused by a malfunction in a valve at the Cantina Setecani Castelvetro winery. Because the wine had higher pressure, it leaked from a silo into pipes connected to the public system. Local authorities confirmed the event and stated that it posed no health risks. The Moai of Easter Island in Chile are humanoid statues carved from volcanic tuff taken from the Rano Ra Rock volcano. They are believed to represent deified ancestors whose spiritual energy, called mana, protected their descendants. Although their exact meaning remains unresolved, their transportation has been the subject of multiple hypotheses, including the use of sleds, wooden rollers, or vertical displacement. In the 1980s, Czech engineer Pavel conducted an experiment that demonstrated that the Moai could be moved by rocking, leading to the theory that they were transported in an upright position, as if they were walking. Professional pillow fighting is a real sport, with organized events in the United States. Its predecessor was the Pillow Fight League, founded in Toronto in 2004 and active until 2011. Currently, the Pillow Fight Championship exists, created in 2021 with specific rules, such as 3 rounds of 2 minutes and a prohibition on direct physical contact. If a fighter loses the pillow, the match is stopped. The pillows are designed for the sport, but it has not been confirmed that they are filled with cotton. The tree known as the manchineel, or Hippomane mancinella, is native to regions such as Costa Rica and the Caribbean. Its fruit, similar to an apple, is highly toxic and can be fatal if consumed. The sap that seeps from its bark and leaves causes severe burns upon contact with the skin. Even a single drop can damage materials such as cotton. Burning its wood releases toxic smoke that affects the respiratory tract. The pollen can also provoke intense allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. Because of its danger, this tree is often marked with warnings in areas where it grows. This strange bird is an umbrella bird of the genus Cephalopterus. It has a black crest that extends over its head like an umbrella. From its throat hangs a plume pouch that can measure up to approximately 12 inches. Its appearance has been compared to that of an alien because of its unusual shape. It is native to Central and South America. It is found in countries such as Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, and Costa Rica. This video appears to have been recorded in Turkey, based on the visible license plates. The ignition temperature of paper varies, but it is usually between approximately 454 and 471 degrees Fahrenheit. An experiment by the Max Car Info channel shows that a white car can reach approximately 113 degrees Fahrenheit, while a black one reaches about 158 degrees Fahrenheit. These differences are due to solar absorption depending on color. Although heat can raise surface temperatures, the environment in Turkey does not reach levels sufficient to ignite paper on its own. The napkin could become warm, but it would not catch fire without an additional source. Bombardier beetles, such as Brachinus crepitans in Europe and Pherosophus jessoensis in Asia, possess a unique chemical defense mechanism. When they feel threatened, they expel a mixture of compounds from the rear end of the abdomen. This reaction generates an audible explosion and a jet of hot liquid that can exceed 212 degrees Fahrenheit. This system allows them to repel predators and even escape after being ingested. The Chinese company Unitree introduced the humanoid robot G1 with advanced movement capabilities. It can perform martial art sequences and maintain balance thanks to sensors and control algorithms. In public demonstrations, it has shown fluid and precise motion. The robot measures approximately 4 feet 3 inches in height and weighs about 77 pounds. Its compact design allows dynamic maneuvers in confined spaces. It is aimed at research and development in bipedal robotics. In Cape Town, South Africa, chacma baboons have become accustomed to urban areas due to the loss of their natural habitat. It is common to see them searching for food in trash or entering homes and businesses to steal food. This behavior has generated conflicts with residents. Although they are a protected species, their presence in densely populated areas has forced the implementation of deterrent measures. Some people use paint, alarms, or pepper spray to drive them away. Authorities monitor their activity to prevent incidents. The restaurant Chiang Mai Breakfast World is located in Chiang Mai, Thailand. It offers a curious discount system based on the body width of customers. Those who manage to pass through the narrowest metal bars receive up to a 20% discount. The challenge is available at any time, not only after eating. The bars are arranged in 5 levels of difficulty. The system has drawn attention for its originality and also criticism for its physical implications. Edinburgh Hill is located on Livingston Island in the South Shetland Islands, Antarctica. It has a height of approximately 590 feet. Its base is formed by basalt columns, the result of a geological phenomenon called columnar jointing. This occurs when lava cools rapidly and fractures into polygonal shapes. The columns often have a hexagonal appearance and align vertically. Pelicans often spread their wings in the sun as part of their natural behavior. This action helps them regulate body temperature and dry their feathers after swimming. It can also hinder the survival of some external parasites. It is a common behavior in warm and coastal environments. In cold regions of Russia, construction workers operate under extreme temperatures. In areas such as Siberia, the climate can drop below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. To protect themselves, they use specialized thermal clothing and insulating layers. Portable heaters are also used at construction sites. Frequent breaks help prevent hypothermia. Jain monks in India practice rigorous asceticism. They consider cutting hair with blades to be an unnecessary act, so during ceremonies such as Diksha, they prefer to pull out their hair by hand. This act, which can be painful, symbolizes detachment and spiritual discipline. Despite the discomfort, they perform it with serenity and deep conviction, showing total commitment to their spiritual path. Fire pawn is a modern version of the traditional Indian pawn made with betel leaves, slaked lime paste, kataku, and gulkand. It includes dried coconut, menthol crystals, fennel seeds, cloves, and areca nut. This preparation became popular at street stalls because of its visual effect. Fire is applied briefly by igniting sugar or surface alcohol. The result is an aromatic, fleeting bite. Its consumption is more spectacle than tradition. The phenomenon of one egg inside another is a very rare anomaly in hens. It occurs when an already formed yolk returns to the reproductive system instead of being expelled. There, it becomes encapsulated together with a new yolk, forming a double shell. It is not a case of consecutive double ovulation, but rather an interruption in the transit of the first egg. This backward movement may be due to stress, physical shocks, or failures in internal synchronization. The statue Unconditional Surrender is located in San Diego, United States. It was created by Seward Johnson in 2005 and was inspired by a photograph taken by Alfred Eisenstedt in 1945. The image shows a sailor kissing a nurse during the celebrations of Victory over Japan Day. Although the moment was spontaneous, it was not consensual, which has generated later debate. The sculpture measures approximately 25 feet in height. The Volvo V70, built with Lego pieces by David Gustafson, uses more than 400,000 blocks, but it is not assembled using standard interlocking pieces alone. Although the body is made of Lego, the vehicle rests on a metal chassis with a real engine, brakes, and wheels. The use of glue has not been confirmed, but internal reinforcements are known to exist. The assembly includes external components to ensure stability. Drosera is a widely distributed carnivorous plant with close to 200 species worldwide. Its leaves have tentacles that secrete a sweet, sticky mucilage that attracts insects, which become trapped and are slowly enveloped by the tentacles. The insect dies from suffocation or exhaustion, and the plant releases digestive enzymes to break it down and absorb nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus, which are scarce in the soils where it lives. The roots of Drosera serve only to absorb water and anchor the plant to the substrate without participating in significant mineral absorption. For this reason, the plant supplements its nutrition by capturing insects. Sand viewed under a microscope reveals a mixture of tiny fragments of rocks, minerals, and biological remains. Its composition varies depending on the environment, including quartz, feldspar, and carbonates. In coastal areas, it may contain fragments of shells and marine organisms. Although remnants of crustaceans are sometimes found, they are not primary components. These usually decompose before forming durable particles. Each grain preserves a microscopic history of the landscape that formed it.
In conditions of extreme cold, it is possible to freeze moistened toilet paper until it becomes rigid. The process would involve unrolling the paper on the ground and repeatedly moistening it. With below freezing temperatures, the water would freeze and harden the paper. It had to be moistened several times a day and over several days with the breeze from a sprinkler until it gained enough rigidity to stand upright.
This video was recorded in Denver, United States, during the Denver Zombie Crawl. It is an annual event that brings together thousands of people dressed as zombies. It includes contests, music, and themed activities. The Zombie Parade is one of its main attractions. Some editions have been especially massive. Bruce Campbell, a retired electrical engineer, lives in a Boeing 727 that he converted into a residence. The airplane is located in a forest in the state of Oregon, United States. It was acquired in 1999 and transported by road to his property. Campbell outfitted it with a kitchen, bathroom, shower, and laundry, while preserving much of the original fuselage. His project seeks to promote the creative recycling of retired aircraft. Tardigrades, also called water bears, are microscopic animals that measure around 20 thousandths of an inch. They are observed with a microscope and are commonly found in mosses, lichens, and aquatic environments. They are known for their extreme resistance to adverse conditions. They can survive in the vacuum of space and withstand temperatures ranging from -328 to 302 degrees Fahrenheit. They also resist radiation, dehydration, and intense pressure. This ability is due to a state called cryptobiosis. They are among the most resilient organisms known to science. Birds do not lie on their backs as part of their natural behavior or as a defense mechanism. This posture usually indicates that they are injured, sick, or dead. Under normal conditions, they sleep curled up or in an upright position, with the head tucked into the feathers or under a wing. Their feet remain gripping a branch or stable surface. There are no scientific records supporting that they voluntarily place themselves upside down. Gibraltar International Airport is located next to the city and crosses Winston Churchill Avenue. This main road is interrupted every time there is a landing or takeoff. Vehicular and pedestrian traffic is stopped using barriers and traffic lights. Although there is no fixed time, this usually happens minutes before the aircraft passes. It is one of the few airports in the world with an active road crossing. The maquech is a beetle native to the Yucatan Peninsula that has been used as living jewelry in Mexico. This artisanal practice, linked by some to Mayan traditions, consists of decorating the insect with fake stones or real gems. A small chain with settings is attached, allowing it to be fastened to clothing. In this way, the beetle can walk on the body as part of the adornment. Although its cultural origin is debated, it remains present in local commerce. The behavior called anointing is common in hedgehogs. It consists of the animal producing foamy saliva after smelling something new or intense, and then applying it to its spines using its tongue. It is believed to do this to camouflage its scent or protect itself from toxic substances. Although it may appear to deflate, it is actually just changing posture. It is a normal reaction and does not indicate any health problem. In Burgos, Spain, a charity rubber duck race is held on the Arlanzón River. Thousands of numbered ducks compete, and the first to arrive receive prizes. The event is charitable in nature and raises donations for social projects. Part of the proceeds is allocated to soup kitchens run by the Daughters of Charity. Access to drinking water in Bolivia is also supported. Chess boxing is a hybrid sport that combines chess and boxing in alternating rounds. It was conceived by the French comic artist Enki Bilal and put into practice by Jeppe Rubing in 2003. The match consists of 11 rounds, 6 of chess lasting 4 minutes, and 5 of boxing lasting 3 minutes with 1-minute breaks between each. Victory is achieved by checkmate, a knockout, or if the opponent exceeds the time limit in chess. In the event of a tie, the decision is made by points, as in traditional boxing. This sport is practiced mainly in Germany, the United Kingdom, India, Russia, the United States, and the Netherlands. In the United States, long hoses are used to release live fish, especially trout, into lakes and rivers. This method is part of restocking and conservation programs. The fish are transported from hatcheries and carefully released into bodies of water. The goal is to restore populations and maintain ecological balance. Spontaneous glass breakage is uncommon, but it occurs mainly in tempered glass. A frequent cause is nickel sulfide inclusions that generate internal stress over time. Failures in the tempering process, invisible microcracks, and sudden temperature changes also play a role. Poor installation can increase the risk. Red Beach is located in the Paracas National Reserve in Ica, Peru. Its reddish sand is the result of erosion of volcanic rocks, especially pink granodiorite. These rocks fragment due to the action of the sea and wind. The sediments mix with the sand, creating the characteristic color. This geological phenomenon is natural and constant. The beach is a tourist attraction because of its unique landscape. The European hamster, scientifically known as Chrysitis chrysitis, is a solitary species that inhabits Central and Eastern Europe. Its fur shows distinctive patterns, a brown back, black belly, and white areas on the feet and cheeks. It measures between approximately 9 and 10 inches in length. During winter, it remains isolated in underground burrows where it hibernates. It is active mainly at dusk and at night. Boston Dynamics, an American robotics company, developed 3 notable models: Atlas, Spot, and Handle. Atlas is a humanoid robot approximately 5 feet 11 inches tall, designed for search and rescue tasks in dangerous environments. Spot, the yellow quadruped robot, is sold for about $74,600 and is intended for inspection, surveillance, and transport work in complex terrain. Handle, a robot with wheels and articulated arms, was conceived for logistical handling, such as loading and unloading boxes, but it is no longer in production. The frilled-necked lizard, scientifically known as Chlamydosaurus kingi, is native to northern Australia and southern New Guinea. It can reach up to approximately 34 inches in length, including the tail. Its diet is based on insects and small vertebrates, although it occasionally consumes plants. Its most distinctive feature is the skin frill supported by cartilage that surrounds its neck. This frill unfolds like a fan when the animal feels threatened or during courtship displays. It lives in warm arboreal areas where it moves with agility. In China, cases have been recorded of fish swimming in flooded streets after heavy rains. Some come from nearby ponds or have been released by people. Domestic bulls do not usually attack people unless they are provoked, although their behavior varies depending on the breed and the environment. The fighting bull is an exception, bred specifically to display aggressiveness. This artificial selection has enhanced combative responses to stimuli. Genetic studies have identified traits associated with this behavior in its prefrontal cortex. In other breeds, aggressiveness is less pronounced and depends on human handling. High-quality knives are made from high-carbon steels that provide excellent hardness and edge retention. However, they do not offer corrosion protection without additional treatment. Materials such as spring steel are ideal for tools that need great toughness and impact resistance. On the other hand, very high-carbon steels are preferred for knives that require extreme precision while maintaining a long-lasting edge. The final choice depends on the intended use of the knife, durability or delicacy. During Winter Storm Elliott in December of 2022, extreme temperatures were recorded in New York, especially in Buffalo. In that city, several parked cars were covered in ice, forming structures similar to stalactites. Ice formation on a single vehicle can be due to prolonged exposure to moisture and successive freezes. This suggests that the car was not moved for several days. The chamois, also called the alpine antelope, is a mammal of the genus Rupicapra that inhabits European mountains, such as the Alps. It is known for its agility when descending snowy slopes at great speed and precision. In some videos recorded in the Alps, it has been seen dodging mountaineers during its movements. Its speed is notable, but difficult to measure accurately. This behavior reflects its adaptation to steep terrain. In Singapore, there is a themed cafe called USD Cafe, located on East Coast Road. Its design simulates being upside down, with inverted furniture and decor. The name USD refers to upside down, not to the currency. It is known for offering striking photographic experiences. It also serves Ipoh white coffee and brunch options. It is the first cafe with this theme in Singapore. Mandrills are native to Cameroon, Gabon, Congo, and Equatorial Guinea, and their diet includes fruits, seeds, roots, insects, and small animals. Males have canines that can reach up to approximately 2.4 inches in large specimens. These canines are used mainly for intimidation and defense. Although they do not usually attack without provocation, they can be aggressive if they feel threatened. Dominant males display intense territorial behavior.
Some streets have water sprinklers to deal with winter conditions. This system is used in cold regions, such as Nagaoka. It sprays warm water onto the pavement to melt accumulated snow. This prevents ice from forming on the surface. The goal is to reduce skidding and vehicle accidents. The water comes from natural or underground sources.
Arctic sea ice melts every summer and partially recovers in winter, but this recovery has declined over the years. Since 1979, its extent has declined by an average of 12% per decade. In addition, the thickness of the ice has steadily decreased, making it more fragile. Although some years show a slowdown in surface loss, the ice remains thinner and less resilient. Since 2007, its structure has changed abruptly from thick and ridged to thin and flat. This transformation limits its ability to regenerate. The Metropole Parasol is a structure located in Seville, Spain, designed by the German architect Jürgen Mayer. It is known as Las Setas de la Encarnación because of its undulating shape. It features an elevated walkway and a viewpoint at the top. From the air, it stands out among the houses of the historic district. The elevated plaza has close to approximately 32,300 square feet of surface area, and the structure reaches more than approximately 66 feet in height. It is one of the city's contemporary architectural icons.
A lithium battery can catch fire if it is punctured accidentally or intentionally. When the internal insulating layers are breached, a short circuit is generated. This short circuit causes thermal runaway that rapidly raises the temperature. The heat triggers chemical reactions that release flammable gases, which can produce fire, dense smoke, and in some cases an explosion. Improper handling of batteries is highly dangerous. Central Park in New York requires an annual investment of close to $58 million for its maintenance. This budget covers cleaning, landscaping, restoration, security, and educational programs. Most of the funds come from private donations managed by the Central Park Conservancy. The park receives millions of visitors each year and is one of the most iconic urban spaces in the world. Kaohsiung Station is part of Line 6 of the Chongqing Metro in China, and although it appears abandoned, it is operational with modern facilities. It is located in a rural area without direct road access, which limits its use by residents, many of whom are farmers. It was inaugurated in 2015 as part of an urban planning strategy that anticipates future development of the area. The rotor is a classic attraction at Luna Park in Sydney, Australia. It consists of a rotating cylinder where visitors are pressed against the wall when the floor is removed. This effect is not due to centrifugal force, but to the centripetal force acting toward the center of rotation. The sensation of being pushed against the wall comes from the inertia of the moving body. The rotor spins at about 33 revolutions per minute, generating acceleration close to 3 times gravity. Its design uses physical principles to create an intense experience. Fish have a highly developed sense of smell that allows them to detect food, avoid predators, and communicate with other individuals. This sense is located in the nares, which are nasal openings through which water flows to the olfactory epithelium, where dissolved molecules such as amino acids and other chemical substances are perceived. Unlike humans, fish do not breathe through their noses, but use them exclusively to smell. They are capable of detecting odors at extremely low concentrations, allowing them to respond precisely to their aquatic environment. Movable mannequins for clothing stores are available online in a wide range of prices. Simpler models, such as torsos or inflatable versions, can cost around $50. However, full-body mannequins, articulated models, or those with realistic finishes often exceed $100. The price depends on the material, design, and functionality. They are essential tools for displaying garments professionally. The largest spokeless Ferris wheel in the world is located in Weifang, Shandong Province, China. It is called the Eye of Bohai and was inaugurated in 2018. It has approximately 410 feet in diameter and reaches a total height of about 476 feet. It is built over the Bailang River, and its structure is fixed. The cabins slide along the rim like a closed circuit. This design eliminates the central axle typical of other Ferris wheels. Each full rotation takes approximately 30 minutes. A destruction race known as a demolition derby is a popular competition in the United States, including events in Indiana. It consists of multiple modified vehicles crashing into one another within a closed arena. The objective is to be the last car still running. Dangerous elements such as glass are removed, and bodies are reinforced to protect drivers.
All participants deliberately collide until they are disabled. The competition ends when only one vehicle continues to move. The Honduran white bat, Ectophila alba, is not albino, but instead has white fur and yellow ears as natural traits. It measures between approximately 1 and 1.6 inches and lives in small groups in tropical rainforests. It is found in Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. For shelter, it cuts the lateral veins of heliconia leaves, forming plant tents that protect it from predators and rain. It is the only member of its genus and stands out for its cooperative behavior. On drag racing tracks, it is common for shoes to stick to the ground. This happens because the surface is treated with sticky compounds, such as resin or rubber. Their purpose is to increase tire traction during extreme acceleration. When walking on it, a strong resistance is felt, as if the shoes were stuck. The Walkie-Talkie Building, located in London, was designed by Raffaele Vignoli and is known for its curved shape. In 2013, its facade reflected sunlight with such intensity that it caused real damage. A car suffered partial melting, and some nearby businesses reported impacts. The phenomenon resembles the effect of a solar magnifying glass by concentrating rays at a single point. This is an F-16 Fighting Falcon fighter jet, anchored to the ground and revving its turbine. Designed by General Dynamics and produced by Lockheed Martin, it is one of the most widely used fighter aircraft in the world. Under optimal conditions, without external loads and at high altitude, it can reach up to approximately 1,500 miles per hour. That speed exceeds Mach 2. This video was recorded on Lake Geneva, located between Switzerland and France, near Geneva. The phenomenon shown is the result of a cold wave known as the Beast from the East. This air mass originates in Siberia and has affected Europe in recent winters. Its origin is related to sudden stratospheric warming. This event can disrupt the polar vortex, diverting cold air toward Europe. Normally, these winds remain over the North Pole. When they break down, they cause extreme drops in temperature across European regions. Bottlenose dolphins inhabit warm waters, such as those of Costa Rica, especially in areas like Golfo Dulce. It is common to see large groups swimming near boats or people. They emit whistles, clicks, and pulses to communicate, orient themselves, and hunt. These sounds are part of their complex acoustic system. Each dolphin develops a unique signature whistle. This whistle functions as individual identification and is comparable to a personal name in social terms. The siamang is a type of gibbon native to Southeast Asia, especially Sumatra and the Malay Peninsula. It is the largest of the gibbons and is distinguished by its large, inflatable vocal sac. This structure allows it to emit powerful sounds that can be heard for several miles. The vocalizations serve to mark territory and strengthen social bonds. It is an agile, arboreal primate with monogamous behavior. It lives in tropical rainforests and moves primarily by brachiation. Its song is one of the most intense among primates. This worm is a tapeworm, an intestinal parasite, also known as a solitary worm. The most common species in humans are Taenia solium and Taenia saginata. They can reach up to approximately 33 feet in length and live for years in the intestine. Infection occurs by consuming raw or undercooked meat containing larvae. It can also be transmitted by ingesting eggs present on contaminated food or surfaces. Poor hygiene, such as not washing hands, facilitates transmission. This is the Hanging Temple of Xuankong, located in Shanxi, China. It was built more than 1,500 years ago during the Northern Wei Dynasty. It is embedded in a cliff at approximately 246 feet in height. Its architecture defies gravity, with beams hidden within the rock. The temple combines Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism in a single complex. It was built by the monk Liao Ran. It is one of the most unique religious monuments in China. The Scoppio del Carro is an Easter tradition celebrated in Florence, Italy. Its origin is linked to the First Crusade more than 900 years ago. During the ceremony, a mechanical dove called the Colombina represents the Holy Spirit. It flies from the main altar to a cart filled with fireworks. Upon arrival, it ignites the pyrotechnics as a symbol of blessing and renewal. It is one of the most emblematic celebrations in the city. This video was recorded in Saariselkä, Finland, at the Kakslautinen Arctic Resort. The place is famous for its glass igloos, designed to view the northern lights from bed. Visibility depends on atmospheric conditions. The resort offers accommodation for 2 people, starting at around $600 per night. It also features wooden cabins, saunas, and winter activities. It is located in the Lapland region.
north of the Arctic Circle.
The sawfish, from the Pristidae family, is known for its toothed, saw-shaped snout that it uses to hunt. It swings this appendage laterally to injure its prey before consuming it. It can measure up to approximately 20 feet, although some species reach only about 10 feet. It inhabits shallow, muddy waters, both saltwater and freshwater. It is found in tropical regions of Africa, Australia, and the Caribbean. This fish combines sensory abilities with mechanical strength to feed.
A viral video shows an alleged police station hidden behind a mirror in the New York City subway, but there is no verifiable evidence confirming this claim. Although some stations have police presence, the use of one-way mirrors to conceal them has not been officially documented. Spy mirrors, however, are used in places such as casinos, stores, and interrogation rooms. Their purpose is to allow surveillance without being detected. A viral video shows a door suspended on the slope of a ravine in Shandong, China, which supposedly belonged to an explosives warehouse. It is claimed that it was originally at ground level, but that mining activity excavated the terrain. Although Shandong has an industrial and mining history, there is no verifiable evidence confirming this specific story. The Salar de Uyuni, located in Potosí, Bolivia, is the largest salt flat in the world, with a surface area of approximately 4,085 square miles. It originated after the evaporation of Lake Tauca about 11,000 years ago. During the rainy season, between December and April, it is covered by a thin layer of water. This phenomenon creates a mirror effect that has been widely photographed. The salt flat lies at more than 11,800 feet above sea level, and its surface contains large lithium reserves. The black stick insect, scientifically called Perufus mashulte, is a species endemic to the Cordillera del Cóndor in northern Peru. It inhabits a very restricted area of only a few hectares. Its body is velvety black with yellow eyes and red wings. As a defense, it can spray a chemical substance that temporarily irritates the eyes and nose of people. This mechanism does not cause permanent damage. In captivity, its adult life expectancy is approximately 1 year. In New Delhi, India, some drivers have cultivated gardens on the roofs of their rickshaws as a creative expression. These gardens can provide shade, but there is no evidence that they regulate interior temperature. In Bangkok, Thailand, taxi cooperatives converted out-of-service vehicles into urban gardens. This action was a symbolic protest against the lack of government support. Free-tailed bats, scientifically known as Tatarida brasiliensis, have been shown to emit ultrasonic sounds to interfere with the echolocation of other bats when competing for food. This behavior has been documented by researchers from the University of Maryland and Wake Forest University. This acoustic interference can cause a bat to lose its prey in midair. Probably recorded in Indiana, United States, this large firework is part of 4th of July celebrations. On that date, many cities in the state organize fireworks displays at dusk. Events like these are common in Indianapolis, Zionsville, Lebanon, and other localities. The displays include large-scale fireworks accompanied by music and community activities. The 4th of July commemorates the independence of the United States since 1776. Some solar panels are designed to rotate automatically and follow the path of the sun. In regions with snow, operators can manually place them in a vertical position to help the snow slide off. This helps maintain energy efficiency without physical intervention. Inspections and maintenance are carried out regularly. The dancer known as Phoebe has stood out in robot dance-style competitions. He participates in animation and popping battles, where mechanical movements are imitated with extreme precision. He has competed in events such as the Unite Robot and Animation Championship. His style combines technique, theatricality, and body control. Apollo 17 was the last crewed mission to reach the moon, launching on December 7, 1972 from Cape Canaveral and landing in the Taurus-Littrow Valley on December 11. Astronauts Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt conducted 3 lunar walks, collected geological samples, and carried out scientific studies. The lunar module Challenger lifted off from the surface on December 14th, marking the end of human activity on the moon. Cernan was the last human being to walk on it before returning to the module. Since then, no human has set foot on the lunar surface, making Apollo 17 the close of an era of direct exploration. This image shows a curious case of pareidolia, a bag that appears to be bowing. Pareidolia is a psychological phenomenon in which we see familiar forms in common objects. In this case, the folds and posture of the bag evoke the figure of a person bowing. This video was recorded in Mumbai, India, and shows a dessert made with liquid nitrogen.
It is prepared with crushed cookies and ice cream that freezes instantly upon contact with the nitrogen. The process generates a visible cloud of vapor that decorates the dish. This technique belongs to molecular gastronomy. It is popular at street stalls for its visual and sensory effect. On the island of São Miguel, the largest in the Azores archipelago in Portugal, there are roads lined with blooming hydrangeas. These plants grow abundantly during the summer, forming natural walls in shades of blue and lilac. The landscape is characteristic of the region and has been widely photographed by visitors. Hydrangeas are considered a local symbol for their beauty and constant presence.
In the River Tyne, United Kingdom, a hopper barge has been recorded opening its bottom gate to unload materials. This type of vessel is designed to dredge the riverbed, removing sediment and increasing its depth to facilitate navigation. The extracted material is released into designated areas through this gate. Although some barges have been used to dump debris at sea, that is not their primary function. These operations are regulated by environmental standards.
The Milky Way is the galaxy that hosts our solar system, located in the Orion Arm. On clear nights without light pollution, it can be seen with the naked eye as a diffuse band across the sky. This appearance is due to the concentration of stars in the galactic plane. Visibility improves during the new moon and far from urban areas. From Earth, we see only a portion of its structure. The Flying Kiss is an attraction located in Wulong, China, composed of two rotating sculptures that rise until they meet in a symbolic kiss. Each figure functions as an observation platform for visitors. Although they appear to be assembled in an urban environment, they are situated on a cliff nearly 3,280 feet high. The sculptures measure more than 164 feet. In the Almaty region of Kazakhstan, near Kegon, a structure known as an ice volcano forms every winter. This tower reaches up to approximately 46 feet in height and originates from the continuous expulsion of water from an artesian spring. When the water comes into contact with cold air, it freezes and creates a conical shape, similar to a volcano. Although it is called a volcano, it has no volcanic origin or deep geothermal activity. Its formation is due to the natural pressure of shallow thermal waters. It is a striking example of the interaction between geology and extreme climate. A snake was found taking shelter in a motorcycle, likely seeking a warm and safe place to spend the winter. Although they do not hibernate like mammals, snakes enter a state called brumation. During brumation, their metabolism decreases and they remain inactive for long periods. They do not sleep deeply, but they move very little and conserve energy. This behavior is common in cold climates, where they seek protected spaces.
Recorded in China, this phenomenon shows a stream of cold air entering a room with warm air. The thermal difference can generate visible turbulence, especially if there is humidity in the environment. This type of contrast can cause condensation or momentary fog.
The jet suit is a flying device developed by the British company Gravity Industries. It uses 5 jet engines, 3 on the back and 1 on each arm. The pilot controls the flight through body movements and arm orientation. The equipment has been tested by the Royal Navy and presented at international events. Its price is around $430,000. The jet suit allows short flights at low altitude with high maneuverability. It is one of the most visible advances in personal aerial mobility technology. Manami Ito is a Japanese violinist who lost her right arm in an accident in 2004. To play the violin, she uses a prosthesis adapted to her residual limb. The system includes a harness with a cable connected to her left shoulder. By moving the shoulder, she controls the bow with precision. This mechanism allows her to perform complex pieces with great expressiveness.
Goats have horizontal rectangular pupils, an adaptation common among herbivores. This shape allows them to maintain stable panoramic vision even when they tilt their heads to graze. With eyes positioned on the sides, their field of view is very wide, which is useful for detecting predators from different directions. The rectangular pupil improves perception of the environment near ground level, where predators often hide. Sheep, deer, and horses share this characteristic. It is an evolutionary advantage for animals that live in open spaces.
What is observed is a slab avalanche, a type of release that occurs when a cohesive layer of snow slides over a weaker one. In some cases, the fracture can propagate uphill or laterally, which gives it an unusual appearance. The skier manages to glide over the avalanche without being carried away, which is possible if the speed of the release is low. On May 1st, Labor Day is celebrated in China, and in some years the holiday extends for up to 5 days. During this period, thousands of tourists visit the Great Wall, especially the bottling section. The most well-known and preserved portion was rebuilt between 1368 and 1644 during the Ming Dynasty. The oldest walls were built by states such as Wei in the 5th century before Christ, although no complete section from that period has been preserved. Lake Baikal, located in Siberia, Russia, is the deepest in the world and holds a large reserve of fresh water. Its water is remarkably clear, with one of the lowest turbidity levels recorded. In some areas, visibility reaches more than 66 feet in depth. During winter, its surface freezes completely. The ice that forms is transparent and of great purity.
This incident was recorded in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. The vehicle appears to be in motion with fire underneath. It is likely that the driver did not notice the fire at first. This type of fire usually originates from a gasoline leak. If the fuel comes into contact with a spark, it can ignite rapidly.
The incident occurred in Monterrey, Mexico, under the Gonzalitos overpass. The visible smoke was caused by burning trash beneath the structure. This type of fire generates high temperatures that can damage the pavement. Asphalt is not designed to withstand intense heat for prolonged periods. In May of 2017, a temporary zip line was installed on the Eiffel Tower as part of a promotion for the French Open. The structure had a length of approximately 2,624 feet and started from the second level of the monument, crossing the Champ de Mars. During the ride, participants reached speeds of up to 56 miles per hour, and the trip lasted approximately 60 seconds.
A severe ice storm affected Michigan, United States, in late March of 2025. Ice accumulations reached up to approximately 1 inch. The weight of the ice caused trees to bend or break. This led to downed power lines and left more than 400,000 customers without service. Authorities opened warming centers in churches and schools.
In Rotterfane, Lower Saxony, Germany, a 6-year-old boy with a terminal illness expressed his wish to see a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. His family posted the request on social media, hoping for a small response. The call quickly went viral. On July 24, 2021, close to 20,000 motorcyclists from Germany, Austria, France, Switzerland, and Italy came to visit him. The motorcycle community came together to fulfill his dream.
In February, a video recorded in China during a technology festival went viral. It showed the humanoid robot Unitree H1 moving erratically toward attendees. The incident caused panic among the public. According to the organizers, it was a failure in the control system.
The Sign Aloud is a device that translates American Sign Language into English. It was developed by students at the University of Washington. It consists of a pair of gloves with thin, flexible sensors on each finger. These sensors detect the movements of the signs, and the information is transmitted via Bluetooth to an application on a cell phone. The system converts gestures into voice or text. It is a tool designed to improve communication between deaf and hearing people.
The C1 is a 2-wheeled electric vehicle developed by Lit Motors in San Francisco, designed as a hybrid between a motorcycle and a car, thanks to its enclosed cabin and stabilization system. It uses 2 large gyroscopes that generate torque of up to approximately 1,254 pound-feet, allowing it to remain balanced even after lateral impacts. A gyroscope is a device that maintains the orientation of its axis through the conservation of angular momentum, enabling the stabilization of systems subjected to external forces. There are gym machines designed to simulate the movement of surfing. These devices allow training of balance, core strength, and coordination on a moving platform. Although they do not precisely replicate water surfing, they imitate key aspects of moving on a board. The little bittern is a small, discrete heron that is difficult to observe in its natural habitat. It measures between approximately 10 and 14 inches in length. It inhabits wetlands with dense vegetation, where it camouflages easily. Its distribution includes Europe, Western and Central Asia, and much of Africa, including Madagascar. It has crepuscular habits and usually remains hidden during the day. It is the smallest heron species that breeds in Europe. In Palawan, the Philippines, it is common to see informal ice cream vendors on beaches and in natural parks. Some use polystyrene boxes to keep the contents cold. In aquatic areas, these boxes can also function as improvised flotation devices. Although they are not designed for that use, their lightweight and buoyancy allow movement in the water. In February, a video recorded in Aceh, Indonesia, went viral. It showed a figure in the sea that many believe to be a sea monster or dragon. However, its nature was not confirmed. A plausible explanation is that it was a flock of starlings. These birds form murmurations that create complex aerial shapes.
In Kentucky, United States, the use of the R-44 Raven helicopter has been recorded in agricultural spraying tasks. This model, manufactured by Robinson Helicopter Company, can be adapted to disperse liquids such as insecticides. Its efficiency allows it to cover several acres in just a few minutes. Comparatively, it can perform in 30 minutes the work that 4 people would do manually in one day. The use of helicopters speeds up spraying over large areas. It is a common technique in rural areas of the United States. In 2003, Doris Salcedo presented an installation at the Istanbul Biennial. She stacked 1,550 chairs between 2 buildings on Yemenicular Street. The Colombian artist is recognized for exploring memory and mourning. An earthquake of magnitude 7.7 shook Myanmar and Thailand on March 28, 2025. The epicenter was located near Sagaing in Myanmar and caused significant damage in Mandalay, Naypyidaw, and Bangkok in Thailand. The quake was strongly felt in high-rise buildings. What appears to be a visible sun in an impossible position may be an effect of atmospheric refraction. This phenomenon occurs when sunlight bends as it passes through layers of air with different densities. Refraction can make the sun appear even after it has already set. The Antonov An-225, known as Mriya, was a transport aircraft designed in the Soviet Union in the 1980s. It had a wingspan of approximately 290 feet and a length of about 276 feet. With a maximum takeoff weight of around 1,411,000 pounds, it was the heaviest aircraft ever built. Industrial boot cleaners are designed to remove residues such as mud, dirt, snow, and chemical substances from footwear used in work environments, especially in food, chemical, and processing industries. Some models allow the use of disinfectants or degreasers, which improves cleaning and reduces the transfer of contaminants between areas. Comet Atlas was visible in January of 2025. It reached its perihelion on the 13th and could be observed from the southern hemisphere. In the sky, lights in motion can also be seen that are not stars. Many correspond to satellites, space stations, or rocket debris. This group is colloquially known as space traffic. They are visible in clear skies without light pollution. An electrical fault can occur when a loose connection in one phase generates an electric arc. This arc forms due to the ionization of the air and can extend to another phase if conditions allow. In 3-phase systems, this can cause an intense and sudden discharge. The cause is usually insulation defects or installation errors. It is a common risk in industrial and commercial facilities. This is an eco-friendly washing machine. It is a washing machine that operates with human power. It saves electricity while washing clothes and encourages people to stay healthy. Peacocks, especially Pavo cristatus, are native to South Asia, including India and Sri Lanka. They can fly short distances to escape or reach high branches, although they spend most of their time on the ground. Their flight is limited but functional. It has been suggested that Alexander the Great may have introduced peacocks to Europe during his campaigns in the 4th century before Christ. However, they were already known in Greece by around 450 before Christ. A drop of pond water viewed under a microscope reveals a complex ecosystem. Stagnant fresh water contains abundant organic matter and various microorganisms. Among the most common are paramecia, which move using cilia. Planarians may also appear, although they do not always fit within a single drop. These are known for their ability to regenerate body parts, including the head. The aquatic microscopic world is diverse and fascinating. The artwork Io Sono by Italian artist Salvatore Garau is an invisible sculpture. It was auctioned in Milan for around $18,300. Garau defines it as immaterial, composed of air and energy. Although it has no physical form, it includes a certificate of authenticity and requires specific conditions for display, such as an empty space of approximately 6.5 by 6.5 feet. The artist maintains that emptiness has density and meaning. Javier is a young Guatemalan man whose physical condition has been shared on social media. He's attributed a rare syndrome, or one that has not been formally diagnosed. Some compare him to gigantism, a hormonal disorder that occurs in childhood. It is caused by excessive secretion of growth hormone by the pituitary gland. It results in excessive growth of bones, hands, feet, and face. This duck appears to be feeding the fish, but it is not doing so intentionally. Ducks have difficulty swallowing dry food, so they often moisten it in water. When they do this, they repeatedly submerge their bills. Fish take advantage of that moment to steal part of the food. This behavior is common in shared environments. It does not imply cooperation between species or an intention to feed. It is simply a coincidence of habits. Recorded in Fos-sur-Mer, France, a formation of 9 CL-215 firefighting aircraft can be seen in operation. These aircraft were developed by the Canadian company Canadair and are designed to fight wildfires through water drops. It made its first flight in 1967 and was produced until 1990. France has been one of its main users since the earliest deliveries. They also operate in countries such as Spain, Italy, and the United States. There are ultra-realistic models of hands and feet designed for the practice of manicures and pedicures. They're made of silicone or PVC, with a texture similar to human skin, and include interchangeable nails to simulate real techniques. They're used by stylists and students to refine skills without human models.
This lightning bolt appears unusual, but it is a visual effect caused by the camera. By adjusting the shutter speed, the videographer can alter how light is recorded. Lightning strikes are brief and intense, and their shape varies depending on the moment captured. The insect puppet with fluorescent outlines was created by Barnaby Dixon, a British artist specializing in puppet design and manipulation. His models are characterized by precise articulation, internal mechanisms that allow detailed movements, and the use of lightweight materials. Dixon incorporates fluorescent lighting to highlight visual elements during his performances, especially in dark environments. During a solar eclipse, small openings act as natural projectors. Instead of showing a circle of light, they project the silhouette of the partially covered sun. This is due to the principle of the pinhole camera. The resulting images on the ground or walls look like small moons or crescents. During a storm at sea, life inside a ship's cabin can become unstable and noisy. The movement of the waves is strongly felt inside. Commercial vessels and cruise ships face these conditions frequently. The experience can be intense, but it is part of ocean navigation. 5D cinema in China offers an advanced multisensory experience. It combines three-dimensional imagery with physical effects, such as wind, vibration, and seat movement. It may also include mist, scents, and synchronized lights. These theaters seek total immersion for the viewer. They are common in shopping malls and theme parks. Roosters crow primarily as a territorial signal and to assert dominance, not exclusively to attract females. Their crowing is regulated by internal circadian rhythms, which allow them to begin vocalizing before dawn, even without sunlight. Although they also crow during the day, their vocal activity is most intense in the early morning. The crowing can serve as a warning to other males or as a response to external stimuli. Factors such as environment and stress can influence its frequency. Under conditions of high humidity and below freezing temperatures, ice can form on tree leaves. This phenomenon occurs when water vapor in the air freezes upon contact with cold surfaces. The result is a layer of frost or surface ice adhered to the leaf. In medieval combat with two-handed swords, knights wore armor so resistant that conventional cuts were largely ineffective. For this reason, techniques such as half-swording were used, allowing the sword to be used like a spear or a mace. Blows with the pommel or the guard were also used to stun the opponent, even against the helmet. Thrusts were aimed at the joints of the armor, where it was more vulnerable. Chainmail was worn underneath to protect those areas. Disarms using hooks and twists were part of close-quarters combat. Recorded in Istanbul, Turkey, this is a bungee jump from a platform approximately 328 feet high. This extreme activity consists of leaping into the void while attached to an elastic cord designed to absorb the impact. In Istanbul, jumps are carried out from mobile cranes installed in areas such as Kilios. Certified operators ensure safety measures during the jump. The golden tortoise beetle is a fascinating insect, measuring less than 1 centimeter. Most curious is the behavior of its larva, which accumulates its own excrement on its back, creating a protective parasol used as a shield against predators. The adult's ability to change from a bright golden color to a dull orange-brown also helps it avoid detection. The luxury wedding gardens of Lemeria in Doha, Qatar, are an example of the destination wedding industry. This company specializes in designing and setting up elaborate scenarios for weddings anywhere in the world. The business is based on creating personalized, high-end experiences for clients seeking a unique celebration. In Beijing, China, a humanoid robot named Chio conducted an orchestra. The music it performed was created using artificial intelligence, demonstrating another step forward in collaboration between humans and machines. Although critical reception of the music was mixed, this type of experiment is crucial for exploring how artificial intelligence systems can learn and generate new forms of art. If one day you want to remove adhesive tape from a piece of paper, do not do it the usual way.
If you stretch the tape from both ends, you reduce the adhesive properties of the glue, which allows you to remove it without damaging the paper. This is the miniature art of David Linden, pieces of art so small that they fit on the head of a needle. David creates recreations of famous characters and artworks with the help of a microscope. Eddie Flexible is a contortionist known as the Boneless Man. His incredible flexibility allows him to bend his body in surprising ways. He has gained recognition on social media for his striking movements. In his performances, he shows poses that seem impossible. The fastest animal on Earth is the cheetah, reaching speeds of up to approximately 69 miles per hour over short distances. In the sea, the sailfish is the king, with recorded speeds exceeding 42 miles per hour, creating waves in its aquatic environment. In the air, the peregrine falcon takes the crown, as it can reach more than 149 miles per hour in a dive. These speedsters of nature show the impressive diversity of the animal kingdom. The matryoshka, or Russian nesting doll, is a set of hollow dolls that fit inside one another, traditionally made of wood. What's interesting is that matryoshkas represent a mother who carries her children inside, symbolizing motherhood and fertility. Although matryoshkas have been popular in Russia since the late 19th century, their design has evolved to include a variety of themes and artistic styles. In China, children begin their sports training from an early age. In specialized schools, they practice coordination and flexibility exercises. This training develops advanced athletic skills. Sudhakar Kanaboina is an automobile designer recognized for his unique and extravagant creations. He has built vehicles with unusual shapes, such as a camera, a pool table, and a hamburger. His museum, Sudhakar's Museum, houses more than 60 cars with surprising designs. There are currently more than 10,000 satellites in orbit around the Earth. They perform functions such as communication, navigation, and weather monitoring. They are also used for Earth observation and scientific research. Most are in low Earth orbit at less than approximately 1,243 miles in altitude. Others are in higher or geostationary orbits. The latter remain fixed over specific points on the planet. At the Opa-locka Executive Airport in Miami, an unusual scene was recorded involving an out-of-service airplane. An excavator operator was maneuvering a discarded Learjet as if it were a toy. The aircraft was destined for scrapping and had no operational use. The action took place in an isolated area of the airport. This is the art of throwing rice. It is a fleeting art form. First, mandala-like drawings are made using rice. For the drawing to take on a horizontal position in the air, the board must be leveraged while throwing the rice. This aerial view shows a train passing through the Mae Klong Market in Samut Sakhon, Thailand. It is famous for its railway tracks that run directly between the stalls. Several times a day, vendors pull back awnings and goods to allow the train to pass. The octopus has 8 limbs that are arms, not tentacles, because the suckers are distributed along their entire length, unlike tentacles which have suckers only at the tip. Studies indicate that 6 of these arms are used mainly to explore and manipulate objects, while the other 2 serve locomotor functions, allowing it to walk along the seafloor. The Splinter sports car was created by American designer Joe Harmon. It is fully functional and built mostly from wood. It includes the body, chassis, suspension, wheels, and interior made from this material. The project was inspired by the de Havilland Mosquito aircraft from the Second World War. It was developed as a graduate project in North Carolina. Children with high abilities often learn to read very early and prefer the company of older people. They may also show strong memory, imagination, and a tendency to question authority. Some studies mention that they can be demanding or emotionally sensitive. These are edible water droplets called uho, created by Skipping Rock's lab in London. They are made with sodium alginate and calcium chloride, forming a gelatinous membrane. The process is based on spherification, a technique from molecular gastronomy. Solutions of both compounds are mixed, encapsulating the water in a spherical form. It can contain liquids such as water or beverages. The Coimbatore market in Chennai, India, is one of the largest wholesale centers in Asia. It specializes in fruits, vegetables, and flowers, with high activity throughout the year. In season, large volumes of mangoes are traded, some of notable size. This time-lapse video, recorded in Vancouver, Canada, shows a rock eroded by water over different periods, 15, 25, and 50 years. Water erosion depends on the type of rock and constant flow. Transparent pool tables have been patented by the Australian company Elevate Innovations. They use a material called vitric, which consists of glass coated with a transparent mesh. This surface allows the balls to roll in a way similar to traditional wool felt.
Recorded in time-lapse, this video shows Lake Michigan frozen in the United States. It captures the exact moment when a large section of ice cracks and separates from the rest. This phenomenon occurs due to temperature changes, wind, or internal currents.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.